Discussion in politics these days, we're never far away from comments about the Conservative leadership. Jacob Rees-Mogg perhaps damaged his chances this week with some choice words on abortion. Given the party's direction on the European Union, given the words of Mr Rees-Mogg, I just wonder, would a young Ken Clarke naturally gravitate towards the Conservative Party?
Well, I joined the modernisers in the Conservative Party at a time when we were campaigning for Britain to join the European Union. There's an irony about my career. In my first Parliament, Britain joined the European Community. It's benefited, I think, for the 40-odd years that I've been in politics. My last Parliament, we're deciding to leave it for a lot of silly populist reasons. But as you say, everybody turns to the leadership. When the Conservative Party can't think of anything else to do, it tends to have a leadership crisis when it's rather puzzled by policies. And the reason is, I mean, I'm quite aware of the fact that the things we've been talking about in this interview, they're complicated, they're quite difficult. They concern investors and trade union leaders and businessmen more than the ordinary member of the public. The Eurosceptic campaigners offered simplicity. This dangerous, changing world, all these foreigners living here now, all Brussels' fault, leave the EU, one bound we're free, and a brave new world will emerge. Well, that is nonsense, and it's no good diverting ourselves by saying, would Jacob Rees-Mogg be a 21st century Prime Minister, which I suspect Jacob thinks is rather a silly question, certainly at this stage of his career. I'm afraid the government has to be given only the powers required to manage a transition. We've got many years of complicated negotiations in front of us. Our economy is in a very worrying state. I mean, we have slowed down very badly. The outlook is very uncertain. We need as soon as possible an assurance that economically and in trade terms, our arrangements with Europe are going to carry on for some years as they are now, so that this can all be sorted out sensibly. It's our children and our grandchildren we should be thinking about, not next week's newspaper headlines. And can we have fun with a kind of Strictly Come Dancing type contest between people who want to be Prime Minister? Theresa May is there. There's no prospect of her being replaced by anybody sensible in any sensible process for the next 2 or 3 years. Theresa's got the job of presiding over a smooth transition through a long transition period to an arrangement that at least will minimise the damage in a few years' time.